This year, one of the goals of InCommons is to bring the work and the practices of hosting conversations into distinct projects and train a large group of practitioners of hosting conversations to work on a complex issue of importance to the community. The first step in that work is to create a local team of 6 or 7 or 8 people to create the learning environment for a much larger group. Each of the groups, the 3 groups that we're working with, has someone that has participated in Art of Hosting trainings once or more, or is an experienced facilitator. And they're kind of the initial caller. Those 3 have identified a team from within their communities of 7 to 8 people that are here participating in this Art of Hosting training. And it's their first experience with Art of Hosting. At the end of the 3 days, some of them will have the skills to go out and host conversations using these practices, but all of them will have a deeper understanding of what Art of Hosting is and how the practices can be used in their communities.
I'm working with a group that's called Native American Somali Friendship Committee. And there's a lot of problem among the youth, with these 2 communities, and we are hoping if they see the adults, getting together and working together, they will follow that model. Before, what we have been doing, it was just a meeting and getting to know each other. Now we have built that relationship, and we want to go further so that we can train these people and they can use the tools they learn from InCommons to share with their communities.
The reason we're sitting here together now is we're both part of this committee that came together over some negative interactions between our communities. And really it was, how do we talk to each other? Who are you? What do we have in common? What are some of our differences? And really trying to build a bridge towards each other.
What I'm hoping is to achieve here, what I learned from here, take that to the community that I live, not particularly to Somalis, but the greater community that I live in, and implement how can we all overcome our objections in life and live in peace together.
I really like the way the conversation, the way they start, if you have a very good question, people will just come up and start a conversation.
The openness and the creativity, I think, that the organizers are looking for is very welcoming, and I think it can be very liberating for folks if they feel that they are safe in a safe place where they can share their ideas and their talents and whatever it is that they're bringing, what their hopes are.
Clean Up the River Environment is a watershed-based organization in western Minnesota with 500 family members. Our work is to clean up the Minnesota River. To do that work, we've found that we need to enter in courageous conversations with farmers and state agencies to really get to the solutions. We know that the technology that Art of Hosting employs is exactly the technology that we need to have better conversations in the communities that we work with. CURE is holding listening sessions in western Minnesota to really empower people to bring their interests to the table. Through that, we use open space technology, and it works very, very well to make people comfortable very quickly and come to the heart of the conversation easily. 6 of us have come from CURE today to the Art of Hosting training to learn how to be practitioners and apprentices for doing our own Art of Hosting training in western Minnesota. In the end, we want to train 100 people in the Art of Hosting in western Minnesota to help hold those conversations that we've been talking about. I think that the Art of Hosting training is systematic, it's well-rooted, it's international. It understands that we have a diverse population that we're always going to be dealing with.
We're a group of 10 people representing 8 organizations. We deal with issues of racism, and well, we are the new neighbors in the community, and that puts some stress in everybody. Our job is to work in both sides of the communities to make life easy and harmonious for everybody.
We realized that as the demographics change in St. Cloud, even the diversity among the communities of color is changing, and that we really need to work together because we have a lot of common issues in our communities, and we need to have a stronger voice together.
The goal will be able to empower your constituencies that you serve Secondarily to the fact to have the elected officials to be held accountable and come to the table to have a meaningful conversations to try to change some of the systems.
We want to bring the voices that are being not counted to be part of these conversations, you know. Every time that we talk why these projects or these things are not moving, I guess it's because the people of interest is not being taken in consideration.
In this workshop, I think we realized that we really need to listen to each other. We need to be more intentional and more thoughtful in our conversations together without really just pushing our agenda.
The art of hosting, we've come to see, is taught throughout the world, which means the practices of hosting meaningful conversations can be brought to many cultures, many faiths, many local contexts, we might say many worldviews. In each of these communities, the work that these groups are stepping into is long-term work. And we're not going to solve tensions amongst different cultural communities in 5 or 6 months. But in each of those communities, if there's 65 or 75 or 100 people that are skilled in hosting conversations, then they can help over the long term those communities engage in conversations that can find solutions and find common ground so that folks can work together over time.